Hi guys, my name is Dhads and I will be your teacher for today. Good day, webmasters. So right now we're going to discuss another topic, which is the audio visual media. So what do we mean by that? So it is a combination between audio and visual. So it uses both sight and sound, typically in the form of slides or video and recorded speech or music. To introduce the topic, audio-visual materials are the most complete resources. They also enhance the learning experience. Audio-visual communication is a productive form of communication. Using sound and lighting equipment improves communication by heightening the awareness of your audience's sight and hearing. Audiences who use more of their senses to engage at events remember those events at a longer period of time. And now we're going to define the concepts that we are going to use later on. So the first one is the audio materials. So these are tools to convey information through sounds. So an example of these are radio, tape recorder, gramophone, linguaphone. We also have audio cassette player. And lastly, an example of this is a language laboratory. So another is, we do have visual material. So these are tools to convey information through sight. So an example of visual materials are video films, cinema, videotapes, photographs, paintings, drawings, cartoons, and also prints. And lastly, or next one will be the audiovisual material. So an audiovisual material is a combination between sight and sound. It uses our eyes and also our ears. An example of audiovisual materials are film projector, TV, computer, VCD player, virtual classroom, and also multimedia. Next is the audio. It refers to sounds reproduced by a computer. An example of this is when you are going to listen Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, iTunes, and so on and so forth. And also, right now, you are listening me. So basically, you are using an audio because you are hearing me through your computer. And next is the video. Video is an electronic medium for recording, copying, and broadcasting. So an example of this are watching Netflix or watching news, watching YouTube vlogs, and so on and so forth. And right now we are going to tackle about the functions of audiovisual materials. So what are their use? What are their functions? Why are we going to discuss about them? So the function of this are teaching music, literature, science, and documentation activities, and also teaching language and other content areas. So it helps the student grasp more information if they are going to watch an application-based documentaries that will awake their interest. Exactly. For example, in this second function, teaching language, me as an English major, it will be more effective or it will be efficient if I will be letting my future students see and understand the native English speakers and how they speak words or how they are going to pronounce words, because with that so they are going to learn how to properly utter or how to properly pronounce the words correctly. Third function is to foster oral communication. So by seeing and listening to various speakers, they got to understand the techniques on how to speak the words properly, and also to motivate interpretation. You will drive the listener to appreciate more of what you are saying, and also to make use of sketches and also broadcast. Sketches will be very useful because it is like you're trying so hard to let them understand a topic, and by using it, you are simplifying things up. And that is one of an example of a teaching strategy. There are many types of audio-visual materials. So the first is the audio. Audio is the sound, especially when recorded, transmitted, or reproduced. Recordings. This may come in cassettes or CDs. And radio broadcast. Transmission of radio programs can be live or tape. Visual media. Designate things like TV and movies. Bulletin boards. A form to display information on a board. And also, we do have posters, a form of displaying information. Audio-visual media, possessing both sound and visual component. Motion picture videos. These are videos of sound mixed with motion images. And also films, large sequences of animated scenes and sound. These are the guidelines for the audiovisual materials in learning and teaching. First, images should be small as possible. This is because we are going to emphasize more on the message rather than the images that you are going to clip on your document or onto your video. And also, you should always provide alternative content because there are some times that the images or audio aren't available because of some technical mishaps. And with that so, you should be always ready as an educator and also as a learner. And also, you should always check the copyright because as a sign of respect, we should do this to pay homage to the original creator. We are going to provide transcripts for audio and video files, save audio files in mono format, and we are going to use MP4 format, a size of 640 by 400 and a speed of 500 kbps because MP4 format is almost universally accepted in different media platforms. So these are the uses of audiovisual materials. So first is to stimulate interest and emphasize. The use of audiovisual materials makes them remember the concepts for a longer period of time, and also it promotes efficiency in time and also in the learning process, and to clarify subject matter topics, to make it easier for the speaker to explain what the topic is. In almost all things in life, there will always be an advantage and at the same time disadvantage. So right now we are going to tackle about the advantages of using audiovisual materials in teaching. First is it provides diverse teaching techniques for learning. With this new way of teaching, the students will not be bored because they got to explore other means of education. Second, it simplifies and clarifies complex topics because there are some terms that we can't just explain using our mouth, but it will be easier if we are going to use images or videos to explain furthermore. Third is it allows students to learn at their pace. Exactly. Just like in our case today, we are in a distant learning. We are studying from far away, but still, it's good because we are safe from the transmission of virus. Fourth is, it can be reused. PowerPoint presentation can be saved for a long period of time and will be used again in another instances. And lastly, it reduces the quantity of asked question. It is because students can browse some audio-visual materials online. For example, they forgot something in the discussion. It will be convenient for them to watch it again online. Opposite to what we talked earlier, we are now going to tackle about the disadvantages of using audio-visual materials in teaching. First is it requires correct use. For the reason that if you won't be using that correctly, there is a possibility that the learning process will create confusion. Second, not all concepts can be taught. And third, should include only images and feed for boards. And fourth, might not guarantee learning because there are different types of learners around the world, and maybe there will be a student that will come on your part that doesn't prefer this mode of learning because they are not visual and audio learners. To prepare it, good pronunciation is needed. Why? It is because if you're going to mispronounce a particular word, it will create a miscommunication. And it can be also difficult to understand for children because most of the things that we can see on videos are mostly complex because it tries to let us understand it. And also, a good internet speed is required. Exactly. Because if you're going to upload something, or if you're going to upload your video on, for example, in YouTube, you need to have a good internet speed so that you will not create or have a long period of time while uploading it. And the proper equipment is needed. So for example, you're going to need cameras, you're going to need microphones, you're going to need ring lights, and so on and so forth, just for the reason that it will be efficient for the students to learn more about what you're going to say on the video. These are the ways to use audio to support learning. Unit podcast, weekly updates of teaching material and current situations. Live online discussions between two or more people. This is a way to discuss their ideas, to exchange their thoughts. And interviews with subject matter experts. This can be used as core or support for learners or lessons. Because if they are going to use this, it is like a reference for their topic, to their research, or to their lessons. And student-generated recordings. This is used as a part of a learner activity or to record evidence. Recordings of public lecture. These recordings might be used after the class to further understand the learning of the student and to demonstrate experiments. Experiments might involve harmful chemicals, so in order to properly execute the experiments, it is essential to use visual or recordings of the demonstration of the experiment. Let us now proceed to the ways to use video to support learning. First is to exemplify abstract concepts. An example of abstract concept is a fire or a flame. You're going to see what's inside a flame, and what's easier to see that is when you're going to use a video and you're going to extract what's really inside a flame and to illustrate 3D models. It will save the time if educators will just show a photo of a 3D material instead of making it or drawing it with their bare. To demonstrate time passage. For example, you are watching an awesome HD slinky slow-mo. You're going to turn it into slow-mo because you wanted to see the intricate details of that thing. And the next one is to demonstrate decision-making processes. So there are conflicts in the workplace, and now you're going to solve that or to find some solutions using videos. Next is to summarize. To save some time, teachers can use a video to summarize all the things that he or she wanted to say. Next is to illustrate performances and music. Providing great example of performances will make the students understand the concept more. And to show practical activities, example, melting a metal. For safety use perhaps, because it is more practical to just show it in video than executing it personally. There are 3 steps in producing audio visuals. First is the planning, the most critical aspect of producing. It requires a purpose why, brainstorming how, and the preparation and execution of the audio visual. It is very important to provide a plan to have a very nice outcome. Second is the production. The shooting is what people consider the production phase. This is where the most tiring part because all the plans are being performed. Third step is the publishing. The final part of producing audio or video and is often referred to as post-production. This is when the video is created, and is now being seen and being heard by a lot of people. Programs to create, edit, and publish videos. To create, we do have Audacity to record and arrange videos. If you wanted your videos to be properly or organized properly, you're going to use this program, the Audacity. And if you wanted to record and edit sounds, you can use GarageBand. And if you wanted to record and at the same time edit your video, you should try this program, which is the Windows Media. If you wanted to have a free program to edit your videos, you should try using Windows Movie Maker. And also, if you wanted to have a free access in editing your sounds and video, you should also try the Virtual DJ. And if you wanted this, you can also have QuickTime Pro, a video editing software. Now, if you're done editing your videos and now you are very confident that your video is now pleasing to the eye of your future viewers, you will be considering publishing it in YouTube, Vimeo, or SlideShare, because these are famous websites in publishing videos or contents. In a nutshell, teachers must educate themselves in the new tools to enrich the learning process of their students. Thus, the use of audiovisual materials should be encouraged to enhance what we learn and teach. I think that's all for today. I hope that you learned something from me. Thank you so much and bye!